YouTube. Alright, so made an entire video last few days about doing the floors, alright? Like a fucking good one. And somehow I deleted it because my shit was too full. Anyway, I don't have no idea. I've been using U-Cut to make my videos and it screwed me this time. So, F you, U-Cut. Okay? I'm gonna start using the damn deal on my computer, I guess. I don't know. But anyway. So guess I'll tell you again. Well, let's see here. Where do we start? I made templates, okay? I made templates for my floor, alright? And I mean, dude, I did such a good damn job on this video. I'm so disappointed that it got freaking deleted. Anyway, the floors are pretty well in. I mean, not in, but I've made them to where they're ready to be welded, basically. Mash cylinder all cut out there, nice and whatnot. They're all in. So the driver's side, 1, 2, 3, 4. I have not made this piece. The reason I have not made this piece here, which I do have the template. We'll just slide the template in there for now, so it looks like you see what I did. So there's the template. Doggone it. Okay, there's the template. So you can kind of see how this is going to work. This gets trimmed here. This is going to get trimmed, but this is basically how that's going to work. Had all that cut out. Had to do a little bead rolling on this panel, dimple it, or not dimple it, step it. But everything is just going to kind of weld up in between these gaps. Like I'm just going to weld it right there, and come down, do that 2-inch thing, and that gap right there, which is a little wider. This is actually, that's about how wide the gap is. So anyway, driver's side floors are pretty much done. But I've been pondering. I had a junk SFI case, okay? Got it from Reed. It was just junk, okay? And we had it. Didn't need it anymore. Guy wanted to buy it, so I sold it to him for exactly what I gave, okay? Well, can't fucking find him, okay? So I can't find that case to borrow it again for just an hour. So I'm going to call there tomorrow, and I'm either going to order, which day, Sunday. I'm going to call there Monday. See if I can, hang on 1 second. Okay, so anyway, I don't even remember what the hell I was saying. Doggone it. I'm going to call Hughes tomorrow and see if they've got another junk case that I can either get, or not Hughes, Reed, and see if I can't get a new case or another one that's blown up and got a few cracks in it. You know, something that I can just use for mock-up. Here's why I say that. So on a Reed case, I've noticed that these power glides don't have this piece here in the actual bell, or this big lip down here. Sorry, big lip down here. And then on this side, as you can see how this sticks out. Like here's my bolt pattern, and then this sticks out real far. So that's caused me to stick my floor in that corner. Well, I don't think I'm gonna have to do that, so it's kind of a pause right now, and it sucks. Like this side here, I think I'm fine with. I'm probably not gonna move this side in. Okay, like I got, this is basically where that case is gonna be. So this side, I'm thinking is fine. Okay, but the other side, I can gain a lot of room. Not a lot, but I can gain a little bit of room. As you can see, these cases just go straight down from these bolts right here from this. Just go straight down. And this is on one of them Reed cases, but not this part. So I can move my floor over a little bit instead of sticking it in this corner. So I'm probably going to have to redo this bar right here. I'd rather it match that side anyway. I don't want it to go much further than what this one is. I just want them to match so that way that this tunnel that goes over the transmission, is kind of the same, you know, everything on both sides. Make it a lot easier to make it. So, other than that, but yeah. Okay, so Dennis called me. Okay, the guy that built my car here, he called me. This is a crazy story. I don't know if I've told you guys this, but I sent some pictures to my certifier, the guy that's going to certify the cage. I sent some pictures to him. And I said, where in the hell do you want me to put this window net? You know, how far does it need to go out? He said it needs to go to the end of your wrists. He says the edge of the net in the front needs to be at the end of your wrists. He says, so your wrist can't leave the vehicle. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, right. He's like, did you notice that you don't have a right side lap belt in the car? And I'm like, a mount. And I'm like, what? No. I was like, I didn't. He's like, it looks like you got the driver's side, like the left side of your belt, and you got your shoulders. He said, but I don't see a seat belt mount for your right side lap belt. And I'm like, huh. Yeah, you're right. I didn't notice that. And he's like, yeah, I did. I was like, damn it. So I called Dennis, told him about it. He said, give me a couple weeks, month, you know, I'll get you back. So I called him the other day. He called me back yesterday. And we're going to try and get it down there next Sunday. So that is why I haven't made this panel or anything. Because I don't know if we're even going to use any of this. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't know how he's going to do it. We don't have much room. So long story short, going to leave that panel out for now. And in the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get this case, get this transmission out of here, and get this case, get the other case in here so that I can actually build the floor to the transmission that I'm going to be using. This isn't the transmission that I'm going to be using. Maybe using some parts out of it, I don't know. It's got a pro brake in it, you know, I might be able to use something. But this is gone. Okay, so I'm going to build the floor to an actual SFI case. I believe I'm going to have more room with stuff that's not on the other bells. So what we're going to do now while we're waiting is, I don't know if I'm going to make it there next weekend at 100% because Mother's Day is next weekend. But if we go, we go. But if we don't, I'm just going to keep carrying on. So I want to get the window net in the car. I'm going to do a video on that. That's going to be a separate video, but this is just kind of a up and coming, right? So we're going to get that window net mount in the car. It's from Tim McCamus. We'll be doing that. And I have got this back started. Went ahead and finished welding this thing up, so that's ready to be installed to the car. Okay, that is what goes in this here and goes back to these plates. I have the plates tacked in right now. That's where they're at. And is what this is gonna be is, of course, my gas tank and my battery. Okay, so I need to mount them, and I'm gonna do it with, like, I got 3/4 tubing there, and I've got clevises, okay, the bungs for clevises that go to that tubing right there, to 3/4, okay, and I got tabs up there, okay. I'm going to weld tabs to the frame rails, with the tubing, and tabs going across it to mount the fuel cell and the battery, okay. And I was gonna do this in a separate video from the floors, because I had done the floors, like I was cutting, I showed cutting out the damn panels, everything, man. And like I said, I went to go to YouCut, and I had about 6 different videos that you upload to, like, you go to make a video, it asks you, hey, what videos do you want? So you put in the 6 videos, right? Okay, and it ties them all together. You can edit it, do whatever you want in there, and then when you hit save, it makes it one video. It's really easy, and I kind of like it. Well, they fucked me because they're like, you don't have enough storage space on here. So I go on my phone, man, I erase videos. I mean, crazy amounts of videos, and just junk, old videos I made on YouTube. So I erased all those. And the amount of time that I erased was probably like 7 or 8 hours worth of video. And all I got is 30 minutes that I'm trying to upload to the thing. It keeps telling me that it's not working. So I go to its thing, and it's like erase old videos. And I'm like, all right, I'll erase the old videos. So I erased the old videos, and he erased all my videos, and erased my damn floor video. And it was a great one. It was a good one. Okay, this thing probably would have got me a freaking Academy Award or something, you know. But depressing. So it pissed me off, but whatever. Screw you, you cut. Sons of bitches. But basically, we're going to just make a video of doing this here. I mean, this is what I'm doing, and that's what I was doing, and it's done. Looks good. Does look good, though. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Got a damn floor, kind of, you know. So, a boot. Like say, a boot. Here's, I got a Kevlar boot that goes over this hole, and it screws. There's a ring that holds the boot, and actually the boot, I believe, might go in from the bottom. I don't know how that works yet, but the boot goes here and comes up around the brake pedal tight, so that it's nice, man. So that's what's going to cover that big hole. If you're asking yourself why you got such a big damn hole there. So anyway, so that's done. I'm hoping that I don't have to change this piece here. I really am. I'm hoping that I can just come home and use that template and make that damn panel and be done with this. Get it welded in. So that's what I'm gonna. Oh, got one more thing too. Got to mount battery. Got to mount fuel cell. Gonna have an aluminum cover that goes over it. Okay. Kind of mounts to everything. I don't know quite yet how I'm gonna mount it, but aluminum cover. I've got, where is it? Here we go. I got some floor stripping bent, okay, so I'll cut it and make it all match everything, but this is gonna go in here like such, you know, and it, you know, forms to it, and that's where that aluminum panel will screw to, and it's gonna go down the sides as well. Right here, go down the sides, hold that aluminum panel in there. But I've got an on and off switch, a push pull, the toot push pull, and I got to mount it probably right in here somewhere. So I got to do that too. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. So anyway, got a lot to do. I think I'm just gonna, while we're waiting to figure out this transmission deal, I'm glad I thought about that before I welded the floor in and built all that shit, and then bought the transmission and was like, okay, it either doesn't fit, or I had way more room than I thought I did, and I scrimped myself, you know. So we're gonna get the right shit, okay? I've done this shit a couple too many times where I've had to redo shit. I'm already having to redo a pipe. I'm guessing I'm gonna be redoing that right bar up there. So I'm gonna go get my stuff here. I gotta get the fuel tank and my battery tray and all that, bring it out here, kind of get it setting up here where I want it, and start filling in the pieces of the pie. So let's see how we do. Okay. So here's what we're trying to achieve. This is what we're trying to achieve right here. Okay. Actually, I think that's backwards. Yeah, that's backwards. Let's go this way. Let's go the right way, dummy. Okay. This is what we're trying to achieve right here. Fuel cell, battery, shut off, and then my fuel pump will come out here. Have the pump mounted right here, and down and out along the frame rails. Go out and down and around. Anyway, That's what we're trying to achieve. So I got to build a mount that goes underneath of this here to mount all this up. So it's looking like it's going to be 2 bars coming across, one back there, tabs on it that'll mount this, because this is wider than this. So the 2 bars running this way, these 2, like this one and this one, for instance, these we'll just pretend those are the bars. These are going to hold the tabs for the gas tank. Then I've got to run 2 bars to each other to grab a hold of the tabs for the friggin' battery box. And then this will sit on the tubes, like for support, you get what I'm saying? But I'm not going to necessarily screw them there, so, or weld them or anything. This and this will be sitting on top of that piece of aluminum, and the mounts will be underneath of the aluminum, if you're following me here. Just trying to figure it out my damn self, really. It's not going to be an easy task. I have a feeling this one's going to suck. So, other than that, man, we're going to get started here. I just got to figure out what I'm going to do, kind of get this laid out in my head. I draw it up in my brain, man, as crazy as it sounds. I look at it until I see it, and once I see it in my head, then I build what I see. You know, I think that's how most common sense fellers are. I don't have the technology or the whatever, I don't know, of wherewithal. Anyway, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So I roll with it, you know what I mean? Everything that's important in this car structurally has been done by a professional, okay? So if it got anything to do with my life or the car acting right, that's all been done by a professional. So all this stuff, as long as the damn battery and stuff stays in the car whenever I do roll it over, if that ever happens, knock on an Austin, it just holds stuff. So gonna get this going here. I'm not for sure yet. See what happens. All right, so we're getting this here welded in. Getting this tube welded in. This is where I'm starting. This has got to go in. I've already got my back sides and my bottom all done here. Gonna do these tops. Like I said, I wish I was a better welder, but you know, hey, it is what it is. It'll hold. So anyway, I'm about to I'm gonna weld the tops of these here, get them plates fully welded, and then I'm gonna go ahead and hit around these tubes, get that all done, keep on trucking. It's gonna get welded here too around this back side. That's just gonna be a sumbitch, but I'll get it. But I'm gonna weld that in there to this one, and then it'll have the outside free, just be kind of looking like that. So anyways, keep on a trucking here. Well, this shit is no joke, okay? It's not bad. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just tedious, and not having anybody to help kind of sucks. So here's where I'm at. I know there's a lot going on here. Kind of don't really like that either. I don't. I know there's a lot of bars. I was gonna do clevises. That was my plan, but plans change. And the tubes, I need to, for it to work, the tabs stick up too high. Damn it. Get in there. Anyway, the tabs stick up higher than the bar. So anyway, it's going to be permanent. Plans change, as they say. So A to B, B to A, constantly. So, the back bar is tacked in, okay? Call that the third arm. Those tacks are the third arm. So that is the gas tank mounted, and the tabs are a little bit, the tabs, if you notice, are a little higher than the tube. So that made it difficult. So I'm trying to trying to line these tabs up with this top line here. I don't know if you can see it or not, but anyway, them top line. And a aluminum cover is going to come up and underneath of that, like in between the tab and the tank, come over and cover this all the way back to the back of the car. Close all that in. So I would say the hardest part is getting the damn fixture, like where you're going to go with it, mounted into a place where you can start working, doing something with it. So pretty cool how I did this, really. I took the tube, put it up there, figured out where I wanted these two tabs, the back one and this one. Kind of just measured off the edge. And then I took this fuel cell, I sat it down on my damn bench. Okay, set it down on my bench and I circled the holes. Well, then I just took my tabs and put them here over the holes, even with this edge, and clamped them down. Okay. Then I sat the bar into the tabs and tacked it. Okay, so that the tabs were perfectly aligned with each other. It just popped into my head, and I'm glad the idea came, you know, because that's a pain in the ass. Okay, so sent the old lady to the stove. Had her get me a 3/8 hole bit. Okay, so if anybody's ever wondered if you can use a drill bit for a tubing notcher, negative. It cost me $50. That's a 3/4 inch fucking drill bit, which it cuts like nobody's business, but it don't work. Not for what I'm needing, so I needed to go a center and got 3/4 inch whole fucking whatever. Okay, that bit. All right, whole bit, hole saw. Okay, and the reason being is because this box has to go in here now. Okay, so with that in there, that ain't gonna sit in there. No, that ain't gonna sit. Oh, you know, it just occurred to me. I don't need this no more. Not right now, I don't. I can take that out. That was giving me my plane left to right, so I don't need that now, but just so that everybody can kind of see what I'm wanting to do here. That's it. So now I have to run tubes. I'm going to go to the inside of the box instead of the outside. Like instead of putting the tube on the outside and having the tab face inwards, I'm going to have the tubes run on the inside and the tabs will face outwards, and the tab will support that part of the box there, you see. So that's going to be the support. Okay, that'll be what holds it. Two tabs right in the middle, but two bars. I got to make two bars going in between these two. So I had to get a hole saw so that I can notch these things, right? And I probably got about another 15 foot of steel there to fuck up if I do. So, because this is the only place that I believe I'm going to be using the 3/4. I don't know why I got a full 20 foot, but I mean, hey, you know, I might need it. I'm always building little bullshits and shit, so it's nice to have some tubing around, but I'm making some leeway. If I can get this here in, man, this is awesome. We got the, which, boy, I've already whacked my fucking head off of that thing coming out from underneath the car already. I'm going to cut it down. I want to get this done. Once I get this mount done and it's all welded in, and I'm like, hell yeah, rock on, right? I'm going to come out here, figure out where I want to put my tether at, because it's going in, and I'm going to put that tether up and down instead of sideways, just because the hole is already drilled in my tether. So I'm just gonna have to drill a hole through here, which kind of freaking sucks, because man, I should have fucking drilled that while I was, anyway, could have drilled that with my drill press and it'd been a nice straight hole. If anybody's ever tried to drill a tube with a drill and get a straight hole, it's a little bit difficult. So, but anyway, gonna start messing with this, putting that parachute mount. It's gonna be a parachute mount about here. And what I mean by parachute mount is I have an actual, parachute, mount, okay, that mounts the freaking parachute, and a stub goes on. A little stub's gonna weld there, and then the mount will slide over that with a quick release pin. And it's just going to come up the back of the trunk, and it kicks a little. I'm not even going to come up that high. It's probably just going to come up here, 45, and the parachute will sit about right here. So, ow, dadgummit. But all that's welded in. That's done. Welded around everywhere. I think it'll be efficient. Parachute is more for looks and passing certifications or whatever, but yep. So I had a good video, guys. I tried to make another one. I'm just disappointed about my last one. Anyway, that sucks. It got erased. So, oh, you know what, can't forget about this guy. Look at the size of this gosh damn thing. Okay. Like, I don't know yet, okay? I just don't know yet how. I don't know. But that's got to go in there somewhere. In between here and there. So, we got to make that work. Anyway. I want it to look fairly up to date. Got smoke in my eye. I want it to look fairly up to date. Like, I like to have the push-pull. I mean, that's on the newer style cars, it looks cool. I like it. I'm more about looking cool than being fast or winning. I just want the car to look good. I want the kids to come up and look at this thing and be inspired to one day do a drag car, build a race car, or do drag racing, keep the sport alive. So, anyway, talk to Hughes in the morning, get me a transmission case on the way, whether it's a fucking new $1,400 case or a junk one, however they can give it to me. But yep, this is gonna be pretty much the end of this one. I'll finish this up, and you'll see the end results in the next video. And maybe we'll do the parachute cable or the parachute mount, get this whole back area done, you know what I mean? Get her done. That way that this back here is done. All we got to do is bend the aluminum. Tin work is easy. I bend aluminum for a living, so I mean, this is gonna be simple. But and we also got to put this I gotta put this here window net in. So it's gonna be up and coming, guys. We're gonna be doing some stuff. We about got the car built. As far as welding shit, I'm so ready. This has been a day that I've been trying to get past for about 6 years. Is building the car, like just having the actual car to put wiring in, or put a fuel pump in it, or anything other than cutting and welding metal. God, I'm ready to get past this stage. So, and we're getting close. Get this back finished. It's got a few little things. I don't know if I showed you guys these. Maybe I have. Here they are. Okay, I got two of them too. There's two. And everybody, you know, you got to adjust your rockers and whatnot. So you adjust your rockers every now and again. And like I say, I ain't got much help. So I ain't got nobody to push the button. So I'll have a start button in the car. And then here are going to be bump buttons. Okay, so I mean, I could start the car here if I wanted to, but I don't think that'd be too safe. But these just weld on right here, and they hold a push button called a bump button so that you can bump the car over. I'm going to put one on each side. And I think that's going to be about that. I also got to, you know what? I also got to weld some, I think I'm just going to do something like a little tab, like one of these little tabs here. Maybe just one of these little tabs here. It'll be probably just fine. But I got to weld a couple of these to the front up there somewhere so that they'll catch the hood, because I'm going to have the hood, instead of it just pulling off the car, I'm just going to have it flip open. You know, I think it'd be just as easy just to flip the fucker open. So anyway, gonna look cool. I think it'd look cool. So plus it'd be a little more easier for one, if it's a one-man show. I'm the only guy going racing that weekend. Old lady's on her period and doesn't, you know, just bitching at me and doesn't want to go. Then it's a one-man show. You know, make it the easiest. I want to try and make this car the easiest it could possibly be to take to the track and go racing by myself if I needed to. I don't want to, but it's looking that way. Not a lot of people interested in old drag racing. Takes a select few. But anyway, I grew up with this shit in my veins, guys. All right. I was born to bleed octane. I'm gonna one day. Okay, so like I always say, love your neighbor. I'll holler at you next time.